Dr. Roberts, some folks may be of the impression with the hot July we're experiencing here, it's too late to start another garden this season. But that's not so, is
That's right, Bob. We're just about halfway through the growing season here on the South Plains as far as vegetables are concerned. I can't think of any vegetable that couldn't be planted now, providing you use, in the case of tomatoes, if you use the plants, get plants out there, and in the case of the cool season crops, get seeds started now between now and the end of July, and have a good fall crop.
You have planted something here, planted two crops in the same row, so to speak.
Yeah, this is our old trick again with, this is the old radish trick. What we've done here is planted the radish seed very thinly, down about 1.5 inches to 2 inches deep. And then coming up closer to the surface, about 3/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch deep, we've planted the seed of beets. And what's happened, of course, is that the radishes are starting to emerge, and as they emerge, they're very strong germinators, and they break up this crust. You can see where the radish has broken the crust, and the beets follow the radish seedlings right up. And
I understand with your drip irrigation system here, you got, from the time of planting, you got plants this size in a week's time.
That's right. These were planted a week ago today. They've been irrigated about 3 times with the drip irrigation line, which is located on top of the bed. And you can see the moisture front moving out to supply those little germinating seedlings with water.
Dr. Robert, I'd reasonably suspect that you would harvest the radishes first and then the beets later?
Right. The radishes will normally be ready in about 22 to 23 or 4 days. The earliest beets that will be ready will be the beet greens, and they'll be ready in about 30 to 35 days. And when we speak of the beet greens, we just mean the young beet with the tender, succulent greens before the beet, the bottom or the root part, has enlarged to more than about a 1/2 inch. And then in about 45 to 50 days, you'll have beets large enough to use for table beets.
Dr. Roberts, this is not the only crop we can double crop in our garden, and let's walk on down to your corn area. Dr. Roberts, here we are in your corn fields. To the corn, you cut the corn off, you're leaving it here as a mulch. You plan to double crop this corn. Tell us about it.
Well, Bob, this corn was harvested over a period extending from about July 2nd up to just a few days ago. And now that we have we've harvested about 4 dozen ears from this small patch of corn.
Sweet corn.
This is sweet corn, the variety Sugarloaf hybrid. The plants have been cut down. We just came through and cut them with a good stout set of shears and clippers, pruners, and then lay the stalks down in between the rows. They form a good mulch. We controlled the earworm, killed the earworm with 7 insecticides, so we don't have a bad insect problem in here at all. And that's important. If the corn was infested with earworm, it is important to come in and spray with 7 to kill those earworms so they won't go over onto the new crop. But what we've got here is, you can see, a fairly heavy layer of mulch, and down below we've gone down till we can find the irrigation lines. And what we're going to do is to put in 1 seed, 2 seeds, about 6 inches on each side of that drip irrigation line. And this way we'll have germination within 2 or 3 days with the heat, the high temperature that we've been having. And these plants will be located quite close to where the old plants were, but enough away from the old plants so that we'll make sure and have good soil around those seeds.
All right. Was variety considered here when you're going this here in mid-season for your second crop?
Yes. Of course,
same variety,
you can go back with the same variety as long as it isn't more than about an 80 to 82-day corn. You want to stay away from the great big 90 and 100-day hybrids like the Country Gentleman. There probably isn't time enough left. But you get back with Sugarloaf and any of those varieties that are between 75 and 82 days, and we have enough season left to mature those. It's important to get a fairly short season variety to make sure that it matures within, before we get very far into October.
Did you refertilize here?
No.
Would that be necessary?
No, we had a good application of phosphorus in this soil. When the corn germinates and is up about 4 to 6 inches high, we'll come in and side dress with ammonium nitrate and use about a cup of ammonium nitrate per 100 square feet of the corn garden area, and then wet it in thoroughly with about 1 inch of water. And that will provide enough nitrogen, combined with, we're getting some nitrogen released from this mulch where it's composting near the surface of the soil. So we've got a very fertile soil here, and we'll have plenty of fertility for it.
Dr. Roberts, we appreciate once again you visiting with us here in our People Place Alley Garden. And now back to Alice.